Okay. Oh, very good. Well, this time I'd like to introduce Onur to the stage. Onor's going to be our table topics master, where he'll be asking us a few questions, and any one of us can step in to speak for a minute or two to answer those. So, welcome to the stage, Onur.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah.
Let me pull up my screen here. Okay. So welcome, this is the table topics section. My name's Onur, and this is one of my favorite sections in Toastmasters. Here today, the theme is summer break. If we had our summer break back without coronavirus. And what we're gonna do here is there's a bunch of activities, pictures of activities, and when you're, whoever is going to, sorry, let me start over. 1 second. So for table topics, we're going to have a question on the PowerPoint, and it's going to be a quick and easy question, 1 to 2 minutes, to get you to think on your feet, to get you thinking on your feet for impromptu speaking. And so here, we're gonna ask for volunteers for you guys, and whoever wants to come up can choose one of the pictures, and there it'll give you a question, and you'll have anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes to answer that question. And you can be truthful about it, you can make it up. It is up to you. It is to get you ready to think on your feet. And so, going straight into it, the theme is going to be traveling over the summer. So do we have any volunteers for the first question? Awesome. Slate?
Hey, Onur, I'll take that one on the left middle. Looks like a restaurant.
Right, awesome. Minimize this. Okay. Congratulations, you've won a free meal at any restaurant of your choice in the world. Where would you go and what would you get?
All right, so I want a free meal at any restaurant choice. Where would I go? What would I get? So I was thinking about this just the other day when I was talking to my mom about my study abroad to Peru in 2018. So I went to Peru, and specifically I stayed in Cusco, and that is up in the mountains. A very, very popular dish up there is guinea pig, or how they call it there, cuy. And I was just thinking I would love for a meal, especially a free meal of cuy. So if I had to choose any restaurant, it would be, I don't remember a specific name, one that serves it right now, but I would go to a Peruvian restaurant in Peru that serves cuy, which is guinea pig, and I would enjoy a nice meal of guinea pig. It is delicious. You always hear the saying, if someone tries something new, what does it taste like? It tastes like chicken. It didn't taste like chicken. It tasted like turkey to me, strangely enough. And it's extremely delicious, though. Great way to learn about their culture. And free would be amazing, because especially coming in as a tourist, if you go to one of the downtown places in the city, it can be really expensive, upwards of like $20 just for $20 US just for that one meal. And yeah, you can get it baked. Just you have the whole guinea pig baked. Like when you think of like seeing like a pig roasted or something, it'll just be served just like that. And the reason for that is you have to actually eat it off the bone, because guinea pigs, even though they farm them, they still aren't that huge. So you still have to get the max out of that meat. You can't really pull it off that well. But I would love to go for a Peruvian meal of guinea pig. Thank you, Onur.
Thank you, Slate. Yeah, I imagine with the guinea pig, it sounds good. We got to be careful with all their small bones. All right, oops. And so going back to this here. All right, so thank you, Slate. And now up next, would anyone else like to choose one of the activities here?
I guess I can pick the beach.
Okay, awesome.
The
Beach.
top left, yeah.
Top left? Okay. So if you had a free weekend at any beach, where would you go and what would you do? And this is assuming coronavirus is not in the picture.
Okay, so free weekend beach. So I picked beach, but I'm not really a big beach guy. So that's like kind of a contradiction. I know. But sometimes I just want to relax. Like usually whenever I go to vacation with my parents, for example, we always like rush around to various places and just like look at all the tourist attractions, but we never relax. So if I was gonna pick a beach, I think I'd go for something very relaxing, very warm. So I was looking up beach pictures a bit back, I think 2 days back. I don't know, I was kind of bored. So I was looking at some of the beaches in the Caribbean. I think it was the Bahamas and stuff like that, where they have those like clear blue water and like you can swim with dolphins and all this like magical stuff that you see like in the commercials. So I was thinking something like that and how I can like just chill on the beach, have like a dolphin just chilling next to me like in the water, and then I can get like pina coladas and just like get so many things and just like sit there in the sun for like hours and hours and just think. Because I really don't get that opportunity. So I think I would just love to chill in the Caribbean and just like maybe drink coconuts and stuff like that and have a good time. That about it, Onur. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Sourin. Yeah, that sounds like the dream beach day, just sitting out in the sun, drinking pina coladas. All right, so we have the beach and the restaurant out of the way, but that still leaves a lot more questions on the board. So who'd like to come up next?
I can.
You can
Oh,
go.
you got it. No, you got it.
All right. I'll choose is that the concert on the right, on top right? Can't see it. Is that a concert?
Yeah, it's like music festival concert.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so you're in charge of creating the best summer music festival. Who would be performing and where would it be?
Oh man. So I chose this one because I've never been to a music festival either. So we'll be performing, and where will it be? So it would definitely be Michael Jackson performing, even though he's resting in peace or paradise. And it would be, man, where's a good place? It would be somewhere near a beach. And I guess the reason why I chose Michael Jackson is because when I was younger, I listened to a lot of his music, and then kind of like after he passed away, I still listen to his music, but I listen to his music whenever I'm not in a good mood or whenever I want to get in a good mood. And so that's kind of why I chose him. And then I chose a beach because, yes, a beach is relaxing and it's a way to ease your mind and just literally relax. Also, it depends on what beach you go to, because I went to Miami for spring break and it was not relaxing. But yeah, Michael Jackson, and definitely somewhere near a beach, just because Michael Jackson, I think, is the greatest of all time. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. I've heard a lot about Michael Jackson, but I haven't had a chance to listen to his music. All right, so now we have these ones in the middle, everything on the bottom, and the museum right here. So do we have any more volunteers?
Can I do the hiking one?
Yes. All right, Tricia, let's see. So you and your friends are preparing to hike up Mount Kilimanjaro, which is 19,341 feet above sea level. What will you pack to bring with you for this adventure?
Wow, 19,000 feet above sea level. I don't think I've ever been that high except for being in a plane and traveling to visit relatives back in the Philippines. So honestly, I don't have any idea because the furthest up I've gone hiking is Stone Mountain, which you can do in a quick day's hike with friends or family, and you can. It's been a while since I've been there, but definitely water. Water is good for hydration, just to be practical about it, and also a backpack to carry some additional things. Now for 19,000 feet, Mount Kilimanjaro. I'm assuming it's a very long hike, and even if I were to go with a group of friends or family or whoever, I'm sure there will be downtime where the tensions are just high and we need some way to go ahead and just chill a little bit. So I bring a pack of cards. Uno is a good favorite. Maybe even just regular pack of cards, and hoping that someone else knows some great card games because I'm not that familiar with them. I know like beef jerky is a pretty good like hiking kind of food to bring. But I'm not the biggest fan of it. So maybe instead some kind of a granola bar. Not actually, I'd bring the beef jerky. Sometimes you just need that sustenance in your life, especially for a hike that would take who knows how long. Thank you.
Thank you, Tricia. Yeah, that beef jerky, it's definitely filling and very delicious. All right, and now, do we have any more volunteers for the next question? Okay, Justin, would you like to come on up to the virtual stage and choose the topic?
Sure. And how about you I don't really have a preference, so why don't you just click on a picture and we'll just make it the most random possible.
Well, which picture seems the most interesting to you?
I'm not really sure. I can't
Go for one of them.
really see them that well. So would you mind just picking one?
Okay.
Like a random one?
Okay. So we have the museum here. So if you could choose one item to put in a capsule today, and it is found 1,000 years later and displayed in a museum, what would you choose and why?
Good question. An item that I would put in a capsule for 1,000 years later would probably be, so there's a device that's called a Braille display that when you turn it on, it displays like Braille on the bottom. And so like it takes digital files and digital things like that, and it'll put it in Braille. And then it has like a Braille keyboard, which is not like a QWERTY keyboard. So it's pretty cool. And a lot of people don't know about them. So I think in 1,000 years, like no one will know about them. So it feels like something that people would find and they wouldn't know what it was. So that's why I chose it, because I don't really have confidence that they'd figure it out. So it'd be interesting for them to make up something. Like, I don't know, maybe they say it's used for a ritual, or, this is some random secret religious system, of writing that is now no longer in existence. So that would be fun. And yeah, and also it'd be interesting to see if you have to charge it with, outlets and stuff. And, it has obviously processors. So from 1,000 years from now, what would they even know to do with it? Do we even have technology? I mean, will the world have exploded by then and we're reset all the way back? So maybe the processors would look like alien technology, and then it could end up on a show, when civilization repopulated, like Ancient Aliens. And so then it would be pretty cool. So that is all I have, and thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Justin. I did not know that device existed. That would be very interesting to see what they come up with in the future. All right. And now we have some more options still available. So, Tori, I think I've seen you try and answer a question twice. Do you want to come on up to the virtual stage?
Yeah, I guess I'll do the Georgia flag, because no dogs,
All right, so this is studying abroad. If you were leading a study abroad over the summer, where would you take the class, and what would you do to make it the best study abroad at UGA?
Well, it's kind of funny that that's the question, because I was actually supposed to go for UGA this summer to Spain, so I would say Spain. I actually was really interested in, all of the countries over in Europe, and I wanted to go visit Italy and Germany and just fly around all over there. I think that it would be great for someone to get that kind of exposure to different cultures, not just Spain. I think I would have to do like a complete round trip of like just going around this whole the whole place. But I actually had a friend who did semester at sea. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like you basically spend 5 months on a cruise with other college students, and you just travel the whole world. So it's like Tokyo, and I think she went to like Africa and just all these like crazy places that you wouldn't even like think to stop by. But if I was to plan something and it would be, a couple of months, I would try to hit as many places as I could, but mainly Spain. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I had a study abroad to Spain a few years ago, and it was a great place. If you ever do get the chance to go, recommended. And now, let's see, we have the out of office is still available. Traveling one. This is the pool. Then we have the movie theaters as well. So we have 4 more options. So do we have any volunteers? Okay, Scott, would you like to come on up to the virtual stage?
Oh, yeah, sure thing, Onur. Thanks. How about that photo with the Statue of Liberty and all the different monuments?
Okay, this is traveling. So where would you go if you had the opportunity to travel anywhere in the world this summer?
Very good question. Well, picking up a little bit from what Tori mentioned earlier, I too was hoping to was originally planning to apply to study abroad in Oxford in London for the summer. So if the coronavirus wasn't a big barrier, and if there's still an option to travel, I would still want to visit London. Not only to see universities nearby, such as Oxford and Cambridge, but also when one thinks about how much is just packed into one city over hundreds of years, monuments such as the Houses of Common, Big Ben, the Tower of London, and on top of that, surrounding London, all the different castles: Windsor Castle, St. James's Palace. Any type of buildings or some physical existence of history that tells you how much history, how much story is packed into one city, and for that matter, one small nation over centuries. So I would want to still travel to London in the summer if I had the opportunity, and the main reason would be just to take a glimpse in person in a culture and a society that's lasted for so many centuries. Thanks, Sam.
Wow, thank you. And yeah, there's I didn't realize how much was packed into just one small island over there. And so we have 3 more options left questions on the board. Do we have any volunteers? Okay. Can we get Bannister? Would you like to come on up to the stage? Can you see through your phone?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
How about the movie one?
Okay, so the movie theater. If you could create any movie with an unlimited budget, what would your movie be called, and what would it be about, and who would be in it?
I think I would do a documentary on the deep sea ocean. I know it's sort of difficult to think. Thank you.
So what would you showcase about the deep sea ocean?
I think just the animals. The fish, deep sea, anglerfish, I can't think of any.
Okay, and what would this documentary be called?
Under the Blue.
Okay, and how did you come up with that title?
I guess it would be, since the ocean's blue, it'd be underneath that.
Okay. All right, well, thank you. So, Under the Blue, documentary about the deep sea ocean. Thank you, Vanister. All right, there we go. And so we have these two left, Out of the Office and The Pool. So would anyone else like to come up for The Pool or Out of the Office?
I can do the out of the. Oh. Go ahead.
Since I can do the pool, and I think you said the office ones.
Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. So who wants to go first?
You can go first, Justin.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so the pool one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you could use anything, pole flutie, volleyball, sandals, whatever it may be, to create a new game at the pool, what would it be called and how do you play it?
Oh, man. Oh, what would I use to make a new game at a pool? Okay, well, I think I want to make a game for called Walking on Water. And somehow you use, like, let's see, I think you'll wrap some, like a pool noodles around the bottom of your legs. And then we'll get like those Crocs on your feet. And hopefully between some of those things, we'll see how long someone can walk on water without. Now, it may not be possible to walk on water at all, but let's just say that my incredible improv invention works. Well, then the new goal of the game after you're walking on, if they walk on more than a step, would be you have these other people standing on top of the water that need to knock them down. So you'd have people walking on water and fighting. And that sounds like it would be extremely cool. And I would totally take all the credit from now on if anyone ever thinks of that idea. And I will cite this Zoom video for my copyright claim. And with that, thank you so much.
Awesome, thank you. It sounds like a fun game. Also that you're gonna need a pretty big pool to play that. And so, Sourin, for Out of the Office.
Yeah.
So this is your day off. If you had a day off, coronavirus was cured, you didn't have to go to work, you didn't have to go to school, where would you go and what would you do?
I would probably do the thing that they're telling us not to do and probably just find like a really, really big crowd and just like go inside it, just like walk around in it first. Like that's my first thought, right? But then my second thought would be to go to any place that has like lots of people. So like movie theaters, restaurants, maybe like sports game, just places with lots and lots of people. Because I really miss that sort of environment, like UGA football games. You get all like pumped up and excited, and then I'm back home just like away from other people. So I kind of like that big atmosphere of people around me. So I think I'd go to as many like theaters, restaurants, sporting events, just anything I can just to see people, I guess. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, after being quarantined and at home for so long, I definitely understand the need to just go and be with people in huge groups. So with that, that is going to wrap up table topics here. And so for all of our speakers, if you could type in the chat. Oh, never mind. Thank you, Tricia. Okay, that's perfect. So, so if you all could send your votes to Tricia on who you think was #1 and #2 for table topic speakers today. And so just going down the list for a quick refresher, Slate talked about guinea pig as his free food served in Peru. Sourin talked about his beach weekend and how he would enjoy the weather and just drink pina coladas all day. And then Noah talked about how to create his music or his ideal music festival, and Michael Jackson would be the performer. Tricia walked us through what she would get ready for her hike to Mount Kilimanjaro. And then Justin talked about the device. I do not remember what it was called, but it can read Braille, and how that is what he would put in a time capsule to be discovered 1,000 years later. And Tori talked about how she would go to Spain, all of Spain, if she were designing her ideal study abroad. And then Scott talked about London and how much there is to see and why that is the best place for him to travel. And then Lewis talked about his documentary, Under the Blue. That is his golden movie idea. And then Justin talked about the new pool game, where you are walking on water. And then Sourin talked about his day off and going and being with large groups of people. So please do specify who you think is number 1 and number 2. As Tricia mentioned, that does come into tiebreakers. And with that, I'd like to pass it off to Scott.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, thanks. Thanks very much again, Onur. And that was a bit. Those are very good questions for table topics, man. So thank you. All right. So let's see what we got here. All right. Well, it's definitely been a great meeting, guys. At this time, I'd like to bring to the stage our general evaluator, Tori, who's going to tell us how